definitely my favorite movie of the year.
Now you can either accept that, or you can get to work.
This will come as quite a shock to my crewmates. And to NASA. And to the entire world. But I'm still alive. Surprise.
How's it going, everybody? Brad here again, giving you my review of The Martian, the new Ridley Scott film starring Matt Damon and a lot more. There's a ton of people in this movie. I just want to start off the bat. Don't have my regular camera here, so I'm just using a webcam. Audio should be fine, but just letting you know for the video quality, it will be back to normal in a couple days. Don't worry. So The Martian is about Matt Damon's character, Mark Watley, I believe his name is, something Watley. Anyways, he gets stranded and left for dead on Mars, and by his comrades and stuff, they think he's dead. Understandably so. It opens up right into it. You get right into it, by the way, in this movie. And then all of a sudden, NASA, they find out eventually, this guy's still alive, and now we gotta find a way to save him, and thus we have our movie. And like I said, even from the very opening of this movie, I was hooked right in. This movie's about 2 hours and 20 minutes long, but I wasn't even checking the clock on it at all. I got out and I was like, oh jeez. That was actually, like, I didn't know the actual runtime until afterwards. I was like, oh, that was longer, looking at my fake watch that I don't wear. But yeah, so I'll start off with Matt Damon's performance. Matt Damon crushes it in this movie. You get a huge range of acting ability from dramatic scenes to comedic scenes. This movie is very humorous, not even just from Matt Damon's character. Everyone's a bit really funny in this movie, like at parts when it's called upon. But yeah, Matt Damon gives like a huge range from the emotion he brings to it. Like being left on a planet is going to take its toll on you. From, like I said, from every single emotion Matt Damon, I feel, demonstrates throughout this movie. Another thing that didn't even bother me at all is I thought maybe like I'd be more engaged with Matt Damon's story up on Mars, and then you get down to Earth and you're like with these NASA people and you're like, I don't care, just get back up there. But I was engaged no matter where this was. So you had like the three separate crews, if you want to call Matt Damon's a crew. But you have Matt Damon up on Mars, you have everyone in NASA down on the ground with Jeff Daniels and Kristen Wiig and Chiwetel Ejiofor and Sean Bean. Sean Bean's in it. Maybe he'll die, maybe he won't. You'll have to watch the movie and find out. But and then you get the crew on their way back from Mars. So wherever they were in the story, I didn't feel like, oh, can you go back to Matt Damon? I was fine with every part of it. I didn't miss him because whatever was happening in their respective areas, I was into. And I know sometimes the trailers tried to make Jeff Daniels, I guess, seem like he's the bad NASA head leader guy. I don't want to save him. It's not the case. He's a businessman. He's got to do what's best for the company, and like you got to risk like what I want to do. Do we just leave him up there? Do we not? You got to weigh the pros and cons of it all. And he's not a villain by any means. The villain is time. Time is the villain of this movie because Matt Damon only has so long he can only survive on Mars for so long. And do they save him? We don't know. Watch the movie. I guess my only real critique of the movie, there was a plot thread that got introduced about just over halfway through the movie that needed to be introduced to push the story along, but it just came out of left field, I found. It just was like, oh, okay. But with that said, I'm like, oh, that's weird. Okay, whatever. And then other than that, this movie's perfect. I think it's the best space movie, at least I've seen. It could be ever. Who knows? In my opinion, it's one of my favorite movies set in space. I mean, it seems like you're getting one each year now. It's Gravity, Interstellar, and now this one, year after year after year. But this one, out of those three, for sure, would be my favorite, hands down. And another thing, even though you're just introduced to the crew on Mars very briefly at the beginning for this opening scene, you still, I feel like in that scene, you get to know everyone's personality in that scene. Jessica Chastain's kind of the hard leader, the work ethic, no fun allowed type person, whereas everyone else, like you get Michael Pena, he's kind of the jokester guy. I guess he kind of plays that in a lot of movies now. But across the board, acting was phenomenal. Donald Glover pops up out of nowhere as well in this movie. I didn't know he's in it. He's in it. So, but yeah, I cannot praise this movie enough. You get everything in this movie. You get heart, you get drama, you get comedy. you get science that makes sense. It's not confusing. It's like Interstellar, I had to watch it a second time in order to fully understand it. This movie, they do it in such a way to explain it to the average everyday person, and it works perfectly. And I don't know where this movie was shot, or if it was like all green screen, but it looked like you were on Mars. I felt like you were on Mars. It felt like it's a true story, nonetheless. I'm just blown away. I cannot praise this movie enough. Go watch it if you have not seen it. Go. This is one of those movies of why I like watching movies. It has everything in it. It's outstanding. Right now, it is without a doubt. Like I was saying, like it's not like, oh, this might be my favorite movie of the year. This is, as of right now, my favorite movie of the year. So go watch it. Movie rating, just because of that one little hiccup, I'm gonna give this a 9.8 out of 10. But my enjoyment rating is 10 out of 10. Without a doubt. Go watch this movie. It is awesome. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Please be sure to like this video and subscribe to my channel. More content along the way. I'll have my camera back very, very soon. Just without it for a couple days. Just lending it to my girlfriend, actually, so she's using it. So yeah, that's it, guys. And I'll talk to you guys later.